EA Sports. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So out come the Texans for their opening drive. And their quarterback, well, everyone knows he's got height, standing at 6'6". It's caught by Quincy Enunwa. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
On the ground, this is Lamar Miller. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39. And this offensive unit should have a lot of juice coming off the big output that they had 1 week ago.
Nothing like confidence, is there? When you've played well the week before, you can't wait to get back on the field and do it again.
Nine yards still remaining here to pick up the first on second down. Now Glennon. He's got his man on the crossing route. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
I'm no offensive mastermind, but of all the guys on the field to block, you might want to stop him.
Look, I've got a very simple rule. An unblocked defender is usually your best defender, and he ended up making the play there.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. That's caught, Fedorowicz. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. That catch good for 5. It's third down. And let's take a look at the defensive starters for Kansas City.
Marcus Peters has been named first-team All-Pro in both of his years in the NFL. In 2015, he had 8 interceptions. In 2016, last season, that dropped to 6, which tells me that he's maximizing the number of times people are throwing the football in his area because you know they're trying to avoid him.
The line to gain is the 33 on third down. Looking to throw. Got an open man. It's a new one. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the first down. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs. How about the start throwing the football? 4 for 4 on this opening drive.
Oh, he's slinging it. And oftentimes when you talk about slinging it, you're thinking about a guy throwing it all over the yard, not necessarily accurately. In this case, though, he's honing in on his targets, and he's delivering.
Yeah, the opening script, however, they drew it up for this first drive, going to plan so far. They go back to the ground now with Miller. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. The numbers for Miller in last week's ball game: 18 carries, 74 yards.
And he's hoping to have the same type of game, but he's going up against the #1 defense in the league, and they're very good at fitting the run. So now you've got to think offensive strategy, maybe a little more play action, and try and find some people up and down the field.
And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Now, this is a crew, they've come out flat their last 2 games, both losses, but just judging by the energy level, they look different here early, and that touchdown shows how.
Yeah, it seems to me that touchdown gets them off the treadmill. Because, you know, you've been on the treadmill. I've seen you work out. You go forever and ever, and it tells you you've gone somewhere, but you really have. You're in the same spot. They've exchanged it for an escalator. Still got some hills to climb, but they can get there.
These are good analogies. I run outside sometimes, though. You know, get some fresh air, a little sun on your face.
A little wind in there.
Yeah, that's right. They'll run it now out of the gun. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Green 39! Green 39!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 3rd and 10 now.
Okay, let's just make this one simple. We know that the running game is not their thing, but they can't just throw it on every single down without expecting some real heat from the pass rush.
Set! Green 39! Green 39!
Now back to throw. He's got the hook up with Conley. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Chiefs first down.
I know at the end of games, coaches always tell us that no one play won or lost a game. But this seems pretty important early, doesn't it? Their ability to pick up that first down on 3rd down, I thought that was key.
Well, you're already in the hole after the touchdown on the other side. How will you respond? We talk about that a lot, and they responded pretty well there. You go 3 and out, I think you give up a lot of momentum. You get down 2 scores, could be an entirely different game.
So they've got a nice drive going now. They're in good shape. What's interesting to me is they're also in that spot of the field where you would take a shot. Do you change that up just because you're down a touchdown?
They'll look to throw now on first down. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Caught here by Conley. And he'll be down deep in Houston territory. That one goes for 36 yards. So the defense blitzed. A nice job picking that up, completing the pass.
And Howland Sink was the quarterback in his center on that play. They saw the blitz, made the appropriate calls, got the line engaged because now they know they're going to be extra guys coming at the quarterback, so they got their assignments down pat and kept them away from.
And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. And when a Hail Mary is completed for a touchdown pass like that, I think any defensive coordinator just puts their face right into their hands.
I don't think there's any doubt about it, and I don't have stats in front of me. I don't have the empirical numbers that say that in recent years the Hail Mary pass has been completed more than it has been, but it feels that way, doesn't it? And I know the defenses are spending more time on it. I think the biggest mistake they make is that they play everything from behind the receiver. I think they've got to start getting people in front as well to try and knock the ball away.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now out comes Houston. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs. So they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. They go play action here on 1st down. Blitz coming, and down he goes. He probably feels like he cannot get a break. He was sacked 7 times last week. And here we go again in the first quarter.
And we always talk about the internal clock of a quarterback in the pocket and how he has to have a real keen sense of it in order to get rid of the football. After being sacked 7 times last week, that clock has been sped up.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for 3rd down. Just the first quarter, but tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you from my days, I remember being in college and worrying all off-season about our season open opponent, and they had a receiver that could shake and bake with the best of them. I tackled him on the first pass of the game, and the relief was incredible. Ended up having a pretty decent ball game. But if I'd missed him, it would have been a long night.
So on 4th down, kicking it away here, Michael Pilardi. Yeah, last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. Now this is fielded in the end zone. A great return there of 22 yards. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. The Chiefs offense now making their way back onto the field. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 11 carries, 65 yards. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down here at about the 23-yard line.
After the last game, they have plenty of reason to be confident in their running game. And even though they're facing a top 10 defense, they're not going to shy away from doing what they do best. Make them adjust to them. Make them stop what they do before they go to any type of a changeup.
Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin as the Chiefs in possession of the football as we begin the second quarter. They're looking at a 3rd and 6 here to start things out.
All right, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
They'll look to throw. It's Hill, complete. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up. Keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first.
Blue 90. Blue 90.
They'll try and throw for it here. And able to find Conley. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down. It's a gain of 5. And on 4th down, they're able to convert and move the sticks.
I remember in pregame when we were talking to him on the field, and he took his gloves off and showed us his fingers. A few misshapen ones in there, and now we know why, trying to catch those types of bullets.
That was a dart. Yeah, even for a talented receiver, those are tough to hang on to. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20.
Partner, it's often that man coverage is easier for a quarterback to run against. You get your receivers going downfield. Those guys are staying with them, and oftentimes they have their back to the quarterback, which opens up a lot of space and room, and they don't even know that he's taken off with it. What a big-time pickup on that play.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on 2nd down.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he's going to get this inside the 30. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Chiefs first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
Here we go now.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. So nothing there, but maybe you blame that on the blocking.
Yeah, at some point, you've got to win at the point of attack. And on that play, that was all the defense. They made it happen.
Hurry up, here we go. Line it. Over.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And that is caught. Touchdown, Kansas City. Tyreek Hill with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Chiefs have taken the lead. They went empty backfield, all their weapons out wide, so there really was no secret here to what they were going to do.
No secret, but they still had to execute it, and they still had to protect the guy throwing the ball because oftentimes when you empty the backfield, people bring pressure at you. They managed to hold in there and successfully complete the touchdown pass.
And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it winds up with the Chiefs hitting pay dirt. Santos out now. He'll kick it away. It's a short kick, taking it to 15. And now out comes Houston, and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Lamar Miller. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs, and they come up on 2nd down. Again, it's Miller. And he is knocked down from the side. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Partner, you mind if I take off this headset and put on a coaching headset?
You want to get this running game going?
I want to get this running game going. I'm going down there and saying, gentlemen, we have got to run the football. We've got to get it going right now.
Yeah, to this point in the second quarter, it has been a struggle. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And a big one loss here as he's taken down. Justin Houston in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
So out of bounds on the punt, and the spot will be, the side judge says, right at the 35-yard line here. And now here comes Kansas City. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
Hoping now to get back in the end zone on this 4th possession. And Conley's got it over the middle. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
Let's go! Blue 90! Blue 90!
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. That's out to Hill, right side complete. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. 11 more yards that go around, a 1st down as well.
Let's go!
He'll look to throw. They complete it to Hill. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. A reminder that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll check in with Larry Ridley in Orlando with highlights and analysis of this 1st half of play.
And I'm going to check in with a heater.
I'm going to be right there with you, partner. They'll set up a throw. And incomplete. He dropped it in the end zone.
The way he's been slinging it in the 1st half, you expect everything he throws to go for a touchdown, but I guess he's going to have to wait to try and pick up that 3rd, isn't he?
Yeah, I thought he had him for a second, but you're right, not to be.
Here we go. Green 39! Green 39! Detroit! Detroit!
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Looking left side, he's got it, complete. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. Back to throw here. He is going to find Hill here. And he's able to pick up the 1st before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. And they got 3 yards. That's enough. A conversion, and now it's 1st and goal. Throw again. Buying time to his left. And that is incomplete.
I know every offense wants to start their snaps closer to the goal line, but it's actually harder to throw the ball in those situations. You throw into that tight coverage, you see what happens. Hard to get the ball in there.
Not enough space there. Lucky maybe that it wasn't intercepted. They're going to look to throw. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Chris Conley, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Chiefs are able to grow their lead. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
That time, a 9-play drive. And it's capped off with a Kansas City touchdown. Santos out now. He'll kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now out comes Houston. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk is a big decision here.
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here.
Encroachment, defense.
So step off the 5 yards.
Yeah, partner, you know, defensive end, he wants to get into the offensive backfield. He wants that get off to be as fast as possible. A little too quick on that one.
Glennon. Underneath for Miller. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. Now Glennon. Going down the middle, and it's complete. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. So here we go, 1st and 10 now. Back to throw. And his throw is incomplete. He was looking for Quincy Enunwa that time, and now it's 2nd down.
Well, one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown him a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after him. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard.
Neutral zone infraction, defense.
So they jumped on the left side of that line.
And you know when you're at the end spot, you are like in the starting blocks, waiting for the pistol to fire and go, and he jumped a little bit too early.
Looking to throw. Completing it to the right side, Johnson. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. Quincy Enunwa as the first half is winding down. And the Texans have cut it to within a score.
I think everyone in the league talks about finishing, don't they? Doesn't matter whether it's a quarter, a half, a game, a series, whatever. But they're finishing the first half in fine style, putting that one in the end zone.
They did, and they didn't leave much time on the clock either. Well done. 5 plays there on that drive. And the result, a Houston touchdown. Catanzaro out now as he'll kick this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he's going to get this across the 20 as he's out of bounds at the 23. The first update now from a game going on in Cleveland. You saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. Andy Dalton hooking up with his guys early and often. 3 first-half touchdowns. They'll come out throwing here on first down. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Brad McDougal. And a potential turning point as they'll get the football in very good field position late in this first half. That late in the clock, second quarter, why not just run it a time or two and get it into the locker room?
What you're saying makes absolutely perfect sense. Run it and get out of there. But I'm just wondering if the pressure of today's NFL and the high-powered offenses that you're facing may have forced them into saying, let's try and get some more points.
And this kick is not going to be close. It's well short, well right to boot. So we come upon halftime. Sorry, Larry, your hard work appreciated by so many men and women, but not today as we get back to the action in the second half. This will be taken in at the 1. Here comes the Chiefs offensive unit as they'll have it to begin quarter number 3. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself.
And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Jadeveon Clowney, the outside linebacker, drops him for a loss of 6. And when you go 5 wide like they just did there, you can't really max protect, can you?
No, you cannot. What you're hoping is that by going 5 wide, you're forcing the defense into coverage. And if you do that, you get a chance to find some people downfield. But if they audible themselves and go into a blitz, then it's got to happen right now.
Or lights out.
Or exactly right. Turn them out. That play's over.
They'll look to throw here. And Hill with it over the middle. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. This offense converted once on 4th down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more.
Let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90. Watch it now, Barney.
They're going to try and throw. Forced out to his left. And he slides to avoid the hit. Give him 13 yards there and a Kansas City first down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
First down and 10 now for the offensive group.
Tight end to the right, boy. Tight end to the right. Move. Set. 3-19. 3-19.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Back 99 Philly. Here we go. 3-19. Detroit. Detroit. All right, here we go. 3-19. No. Check. Patriot. Detroit. Leopard.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side. This is caught inside the 15. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. A big play there with touchdown number 2 in the game and now 11 on the year. And the Chiefs add on to their lead. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit. Get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, the second half, no matter what. Well, his first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever. This was a big score to start the second half.
He's got it as they double up the lead. This one's now 28-14. That time a 6-play drive. And it winds up with the Chiefs hitting pay dirt. Santos out now. He'll kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now look at Quincy Enunwa and the rest of the offense heading back out. Pretty good game for him so far. I guess he's still got time here to make this a great game, but so far he's been solid.
I like where you're going with that because it has been pretty good. But there's always that hint that things can really escalate for him. And right now, they feel like they're somewhat keeping him in check, but he has found the end zone once. But, boy, he can explode at any moment.
Yeah, when you hit that end zone once, you want to find it again, don't you?
Yes, you do.
Makes you hungrier.
You get greedy in a good way.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A big one there for the Texans, 18 yards.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again. Go play action and hit them over the top.
Here we go now. 3-19.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. On third down, he'll drop to throw. The catch made by Miller. And brought down, but not before he was able to break the tackle, and the extra effort moves the sticks. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
Set. Green 39.
So the D-line's going to spread out. Now a play fake here on first down. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Alex Anzalone in from his linebacker's spot. He's able to drop it for a loss of about 10.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
10th carry now for Lamar Miller. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on third down.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
The Texans on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. He'll look to throw. And he's taken down. A Chiefs sack. Justin Houston in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. here comes Kansas City. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly, because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, I think you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Now let's go. Green, 39.
They'll look to throw now on first down. On target over the middle to Hill. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right.
No. Check, Patriot.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Eluding the pressure right. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down. Well, the numbers have been good in the passing game, and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, third quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot. But they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall.
They'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Bernardrick McKinney coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it'll be fourth down. And they went empty backfield, and because of that, nobody was there to pick up the blitz.
And you know that offenses, when they go with the empty backfield, they have different things designed on every play to try to account for things. But what people often forget, defense is audible as well. And a lot of times when they see an empty backfield, they're audible right into a blitzing situation.
They'll try and throw for it here. They're going deep for Hill. A swing pass caught. The decision to go for it pays off, and now they're set up first and goal.
We know it's tough enough to pick up first downs on third down plays, but when you go for it on fourth down, sometimes you're actually just praying, and on that play, the prayer was answered.
And now a first down following that long gain.
Here we go. 319. 319.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Flush to his right. And that is caught for the touchdown, Kansas City.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the third quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
Santos out now. He'll kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And no press coverage here. They are backing off in the secondary.
Here we go. Green, 39.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Completion left side to Miller. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. We're back now in KC. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. Second down, they need less than a yard to pick up the first. He'll drop to throw. And Miller with it over the middle. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play, but what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker. Seeing that play and understanding just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice gain right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice second down for him.
He'll look to throw. Looking left sideline, it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A very solid gain of 27. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
So 5 plays on this drive, Charles. All passes, all completions. And just like that, they're in the red zone.
And don't you think the playbook opens up a little bit more now? Because all they've done is throw the football. If you want to run it now, you may very well have them fooled.
A first down carry now for Miller. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. Now back to throw. That's complete right around the 8. And here he'll get it down to the 7. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And he's got it. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1. It's a gain of 6 as they're able to convert, and now it's 1st and goal. Well, they've had a great, impressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues.
And not only do you continue the drive, which is demoralizing for the guys on the defensive side of the ball right now, but you make your own defense happy. They're able to get a little more rest over on the sidelines while this one continues downfield.
They'll set up to throw, and that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. C.J. Fedorowicz, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Texans get a bit closer. And he's such a talented tight end, just creates nightmarish-type matchups on the other side.
He's so good that when we say tight end, we're almost damning him with faint praise, aren't we? Because he can do it all. He's as good as any receiver in the NFL.
Well, that's the deal. He's a wide receiver, just in a bigger body.
Bigger body, a matchup nightmare, and who's going to cover it? When I sit in the film session, I just look at the coach and say, really? Really? You're going to yell at me? You go cover him.
And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. Tyreek Hill making his way back out towards the huddle. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the fourth quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
The Chiefs on third down. 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. They're going to look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
Now let's go. Blue, line it. Blue, watch him now, Barney. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Back to throw here. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he gets it to the 34, good enough for the first. 6 yards on the pickup, and they're able to pick up the conversion here on 4th down. Well, we looked at each other in surprise going for it on 4th down in the 4th quarter with a lead, but hey, you get it as a coach, you look like a genius.
So the next time we see Coach, he's going to say, well, that's why I coach and that's why you guys talk up there, right? He had the guts to go ahead and go for it, and it paid off.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Being chased out left. Caught, Kelsey, left side. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion. Now they'll run it on the toss. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
And this is an absolutely big 3rd down that's been set up here, partner, and there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Has to. You said big 3rd down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here. Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more 1st down to help salt this one away. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground.
Now let's go. Blue, line it. Blue, line it.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's going to take this one down to about the 46-yard line. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively, they burn it here with 1:51 left. And the 8th play on this drive coming up.
Now let's go. Watch him now, Barney. All right, here we go. Over.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's got the 1st down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Now a handoff looking right. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively.
No, check, Patriot, Patriot. No, check, Patriot, Patriot. Back it up, Philly, here we go.
Now it looks like he'll throw here. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
Meanwhile, in Foxborough, there in the fourth quarter. And the Dolphins have gone out in front late over the Patriots. Ryan Tannehill, over 300 yards now and also 3 touchdown passes.
Detroit! No, check, Patriot!
Looking to throw. And he comes back with one complete. And he will have a first down at about the 21-yard line. A big pickup there, and without question, that should be more than enough to wrap this one up. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on third down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to push his way down to about the 12. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. And this looks to probably be the final play. Oh, wait, hold everything. A timeout has been called. Seemingly silly with 1 second remaining in this game. So the offensive unit called the TO, and now we are ready to resume play. Now they'll run it on the toss. And the ball is knocked out. And he will fall on this one himself, so no late turnover, and time has run out on this football game. Well, I know at points in this one you wanted to close your eyes.
In your town